Shubor nakaslem jong unongsan Hima.
Ka Press Information Bureau Shillong. Haringkat ka jingatri lang bat ka Directorate of Census Operation Meghalaya kalapanlong ya ka press conference ha Shillong Press Club halor kaphang Census 2008 SE and HLO phase. Habagran chikinong thok khobor u Director ka Census Operation Meghalaya u Biswajit Pegu u IAS u loong baga Khana Samari lani ka Census. Kadai ka jingkhen brio ka batikna bat ka babanya ya Manla ka Ïing bat u brio shimet ka banlum ya ka jingtip syapang ka jingbun brio ka yok ka kot bat ka imlang salang ha ka por balabu ula kdo ba ka Khana Samari kadai ka kamram jong ka union hapo ka entry 69 jong ka union list ha ka riti sanchar bat lapanlong kat kum ka an jong ka Census Act shihaja khandai spa sawpra bat ki Census rule shihaja khandai spa khandai pho ha ka sien ka baningkong on Pyntreikam ya karukom lum jingkhen ka ba panla ikinong song ban ai jingtip ka ba banya ya ki Ïing ki sem ki jongki Lyngba ka online portal ha Meghalaya ka jing penrung kerteng yala die kan long nadu ka shitarik ujumbang hadu ka khatsan tarik ujumbang 8,000 riu but sa ka jing penrung kerteng ya ki Ïing nadu ka khat riu tarik ujumbang hadu ka khatsau tarik ujiliu 8,000 riu ya ka Khana Samari jong ka jing don brio on penlong Lyngba ka jing let rung shaman ka Thliew Ïing da ki nong shim Khana Samari da ka ba Pyntreikam ya ki mobile application kat ba ya ki jing tip bala khen hi on penshisha ha ka por balet rung haman ki Thliew Ïing ya ka jing Pyntreikam bro ka way on pet perman da ka census management and monitoring system ka ba kan thop ya ka jing hikai bat ka jing pet benya on Pyntreikam da ki tiar ban bu dak ya ka jaka bat ki tiar kum ki digital ban pentikna ya ka jinglum jingkhen ka bapura.
Census is an official complete count of every household and every person and their demographic, economic and social data in a country at a specific point of time. Census is a subject under the Union list and it is listed at serial number 69 in the 7th schedule of the Constitution. And as I would like to inform you that the census operations it has a legal framework, it has a legal backing, and it is based on it's backed by the Census Act 1948 and the Census Rules 1990. This time the census would be the census 2027. This is going to be a landmark census in the sense that this is the 8th census which is going to take place after independence, and overall this is going to be the 16th number of census beginning from 1872.
Yeah.
So as you can see, this is the first census which is going to take place on a digital mode. Everything would be, every enumeration, every data collection, every data processing, data analysis, everything would be done on a digital mode by using digital means. Data collection will be conducted through the dedicated mobile apps which has already been developed, and these mobile apps would be shared with the enumerators, and it will, on their smartphones. It can be Android, it can be iOS. So any smartphone can be used for collection of data by using the app which will be given to the enumerators and the supervisors. And the entire management and monitoring of the census operations, right from the enumeration, from the training, from the appointment of the enumerators, supervisors, the training, and the actual data collection, everything would be monitored through the census management and monitoring system. In short, it's CMMS for the end-to-end operation. And I would like to inform you that this time there will be an option of self-enumeration. A citizen can self-enumerate or do his enumeration on a portal which can be accessed by the citizens themselves, and they can fill up the details whichever is there in their household. So this self-enumeration will start from tomorrow. That is 1st of May. Will be the starting date for the self-enumeration, and this can be accessed through a web portal www.se.census.in. Right? We will share the details. We will have a press note as well.
Next slide.
See, for every census, it has to be notified by the state government, and the government of Meghalaya has already notified the self-enumeration dates. That is from the 1st of May till 15th of May 2026. And it's for 15 days. And this should be followed by the house listing operations from 16th May 2026 to 14th of June 2026, and that's for 30 days. Next. And the government of Meghalaya has also republished the HLO questionnaire, which has been notified by the Office of the Registrar General of India, Government of India, Ministry of Home Affairs. So there will be in total 33 number of questions in the while enumeration activity takes place, and the household, they have to provide the data, they have to provide the information on the 33 number of questions which are preloaded in the mobile app. And this is the phase one of the census operations 2027. Phase one would be of only of self-enumeration and house listing operations, where the household data, the amenities in the house, the assets of the household, and the condition of the house would be taken up during the phase one. And then phase two, the actual population enumeration will take place, and that is going to be held in the month of February 2027. So the population enumeration will take place in February 2027. That is for a period of 20 to 22 days. Next. And the reference moment would be 1st of March 2027, that is 0000 hours. So 1st of March 2027, the census will be officially published. Next. This is the methodology, the census methodology. The data collection would take place on a house-to-house basis, and this would be done by an enumerator through a mobile app using their own mobile phone. And self-enumeration can be done, as I have already mentioned earlier, self-enumeration through the self-enumeration web portal by the households can be done, but this has to be verified by the enumerators post self-enumeration. Every self-enumeration, every household would has to be visited, and there would be house-to-house visit to each and every household, and this would be verified by the enumerators. And as we have already mentioned, that the management and the monitoring of the entire census operation should be done through a web portal. That is the CMMS, Census Management and Monitoring System web portal. And it will also include the formation of geo-coded house listing block through the web mapping application HLVC, house listing block created. In short, it is called HLVC. So the enumeration blocks which should be created for each enumerator, they would be based on geotagging, and all the latitude longitude of the particular block would be done through a geo-reference map. We will be using the Google map. So so this will ensure that there is no discrepancy, or there is no missing out of any household or any area for that matter. Next. Well, there might be certain doubts in the mind of the people that why would I be sharing my private details, my household details, and some of the people might also say, why would I share my mobile number with you people? Let me assure you all that through you, I would like to assure the public in general that there is there will be absolute confidentiality in the data which should be collected. There have been robust measures have been taken up by the government for data security and by the Office of the Registrar General and Census Commission of India. The data collected during census would be kept strictly confidential, and individual or household data is not released. We will not release any individual or household data to anybody as such. And I would like to inform you that data release is only in the form of aggregates. We will not be releasing any individual data. It will be in the form of aggregates. Say, for example, in a ward, how many people are there, how many households are there. Similarly, in a village, how many number of households are there, how many people will be there. Only the aggregates would be shared with the, only the aggregates would be shared. No individual data, nothing about a person, nothing about the household or how many people are there, nothing would be shared with anybody. And the number which we would be taking from the household, that would be only for the purpose of communication. So communication in the sense, suppose I am doing my self-enumeration, then I will have to enter my mobile number so that I will get a ID, self-enumeration ID, which would be required during the house-to-house visit by the enumerator. Based on this self-enumeration ID, the enumerator would be doing the verification. So it is only for the purpose of communication. The mobile number would be taken from the public, for that matter, the household, only for communication purpose. I think we did not go through this legal provision of RTA. Next, free and compulsory education is that although census is there in the union list, it's a union subject, but we will be conducting the census through the state government, with the help of the state government, and we will be requisitioning the services of the state government employees, and more particularly teachers, the college teaching, maybe college teachers, it may be primary school teachers, secondary education teachers. So if there is a shortage of teachers, then we may go for some other officials as well. Next, I think we have already spoken about this. Still, I would just like to read out the method of data collection and checks. House-to-house canvassing method by enumerator through enumerators in mobile apps using own mobile phones. Self-enumeration, again, I'm repeating it, through self-enumeration web portal by respondents and verified by enumerators to the house-to-house visit. I would like to inform you that there will be multi-layer checks. Suppose an enumerator would be given a block, enumeration block. Practically, one enumerator would be looking after 180 plus households, and that would come to 700 to 800 number of individuals. So, but in a hilly state like Meghalaya, maybe it will be a little. It will be on the lesser side because the population is sparse and the population number is also not very high. So for every 6 number of enumerators, there will be one supervisor who will be supervising this 6 number of enumeration. So if there is any discrepancy, if it is at all observed by the supervisor, then he can go for he can ask the enumerator to go for certain modifications. And if he sees that the data is lot of discrepancy maybe is there, then he will ask the enumerator, why is it happening? Why don't you go through it properly, and then if need be, some modifications can be done. It's given in the slide that re-verification loop. So then again, there will be charge officers. Charge officers are basically the circle officers, the BDOs, under whom these supervisors and the enumerators would be working under the charge officers. The main fulcrum of the entire exercise is the charge officers, the circle officers for that matter, circle officers or executive officers in the town committees. So they will be having charges under them, and under these charges, there will be enumerators, there will be supervisors. Let me inform you that we have about 9,000 supervisors who will be engaged for the collection of household data during the HLO period. And
enumerator supervisors, total combined is 9,000.
9,000. So both supervisors and the enumerators, they come to roughly about 9,000 members. The last census was held in 2011, and during 2011 census, it was done on a manual mode, on a physical mode. It was done on paper, pen and paper. But this time there will be no pen and paper. It will be done through digital means. It will be done through a mobile app. So this will ensure better quality data, because we have only 33 number of questions will be already fitted in the mobile phone. You already fitted in the app. The only thing that the innovator needs to do is that he needs to just click the button. So there is very less chances of error. So this will ensure that there is better quality data and faster processing, reduce burden, as in, earlier what used to happen, we used to carry thick lot of papers as in the forms, and they will have to fill up the forms. This will again be sent to the DCO office. The DCO office will process it, and then again this will be again sent to ORGI. So it used to be a very time-consuming process. Now with the use of mobile phone, the mobile app, it will be instant, kind of instant. The moment you submit the data, it's already loaded in the server. So that is the reason why we are saying that 1st March 2027 is going to be the day when the census will be declared. There would be the census data would be put open to public. And I have already mentioned that the population enumeration, actual counting of the population, would be held in the month of February for a period of 28 days. Just imagine February 1st of February till 20th of February, and the next 10 days, that is 1st of March, we are publishing the census. So this is going to happen because we are going to use mobile phone, mobile app, and we are going to use every digital means, such as CMMS portal, self-enumeration portal, and these are very user-friendly apps. And it's, tomorrow the self-enumeration from Meghalaya is starting. I would also urge all the media friends to try and do the self-enumeration from your own mobile. This will then you will realize that how user-friendly it is. Of course, there may be issues of OTP and all because of network connectivity. But overall, the app is very user-friendly because some of the states have already done it. I'm also looking after Arunachal Pradesh. So there they have started it from 16th of April, and they are concluding by tomorrow. They are concluding today. So there we have seen that, and as you know, Meghalaya and Arunachal, they share the same sort of geography and connectivity issues and all. So there they have done the self-enumeration. So I think for Meghalaya it will not be much of an issue. And self-enumeration I have already spoken. Next. The self-enumeration, this is for the first time, household will have the option to fill their own data. Self-enumeration portal will be available in 16 languages. For Meghalaya and Ïing, it will be available in English. Respondent logs into SE portal, self-enumeration portal, by entering the mobile number and other details. Once the respondent has filled all the questions, the reference ID, that is the self-enumeration ID, will be generated and sent to the registered mobile phone number of the respondent. The self-enumeration ID is to be collected by the enumerator during the house-to-house visit, during the field visit. And after checking the self-enumeration ID, the enumerator will upload it in the database. Next, persons, areas to be covered in the HLO. Persons normally residing in the normal as well as the institutional households are to be counted. So this means that not only the households, but also institutions like schools, institutions like colleges. The colleges have hostels, schools may have hostels. Certain hospitals, all this kind of institutions, whatever is there, they also would be covered. Normal residents are to be counted even if some of them may be absent on the day of the house listing. Casual visitors should be excluded as they will be considered at their respective place of normal residence. Foreigners and their family members having diplomatic status are excluded. And for HLO, the prohibited areas under defense special charges are not covered. During the HLO, the house listing operations period, we will not be covering these special charges, which are the defense areas and certain restricted areas, prohibited areas. So we will not be covering this, covering the special charges during this period. But during the population enumeration period, that is in the month of February, we will be counting that. There we will be doing the head count. I have mentioned that everything will be covered through mobile, right? We'll be using mobile app. But there may be certain areas, certain pockets where we might not have the network connectivity. For that kind of a situation, which would be kind of the last option. In that kind of a scenario, we will be giving them a physical form with the enumerator. The enumerator will fill the details in that particular form, the format, and then they will bring it back to the headquarters or to a place where there is network, and he will upload it in the mobile phone, in the mobile app. So supposedly somebody goes to a place where there is no network, he can come back. He will collect the data physically on a manual board, and then he will come back to a place where there is network, and he will fill in the details and then upload it in the portal.
So is it compulsory that everyone should like?
Yes.
What about people who don't want to?
No, see, this is something. The exercise, the census, it takes place every 10 years, and the data which is collected during the census, this is going to be used for the next 10 years. Every planning for the state, every socio-economic development or socio-economic policies of the state will be based on this data provided from the census. So I would urge upon each and every one of you to kindly come forward, cooperate, and provide all the information that is being asked for. It's a very simple information and nothing to worry about.
So, like you mentioned, suppose like there might be some technical issues like OTP, which so that at that time during the self-enumeration, whom do we turn to when technical issues arise?
Okay, so we have a toll-free number where you can call up, and toll-free number
1855. 1855.
1855. So there is a number, toll-free number 1855. You can call up that number, and then our people will be there to respond to your queries. But I can assure you, this technical issues, it may crop up once or twice, but it gets resolved within a very short period of time. I would just urge you to have some patience and maybe retry it again.
And how long does it take to complete this
See, everything is already there. The data, I mean, the questions and the answers are in the, already there in the app. You just need to click it. 33 questions, maybe hardly it will take 10 minutes. If it takes longer, maybe 15 minutes, but 10 to 15 minutes you can complete your self-evaluation.
And in this census, like approximately around how many houses household are you about?
See, that we'll have to see. The last census was held in 2011. Although we attempted in 2021, but due to COVID-19 pandemic response, then we have to defer it. And then now, the last 15 years, the number of households definitely would have gone up. So it will be very difficult to say how many households we have covered. But we would like to inform you that we are going to cover each and every household. There will not even a single household which should be left out. Even those places which are uninhabited, even those places, even those areas have to be covered.